Now let's take a little closer look at this SSISDB catalog, and specifically let's talk about creating this. Understand that SSIS packages no longer depend on the MSDB system database. These used to be kind of just melded automatically into your SQL Server system databases, the MSDB, and we work with it through the SQL Server agent system, and that's not exactly how we're going to do it anymore. And in SQL Server 2012, Microsoft is introducing the SSISDB catalog. Now, if you have packages that were created in earlier versions of SQL Server, you can still use them in the SSISDB catalog. However, you'll have to first convert those to be used there, and you'll do that with the SSIS Project Conversion Wizard. So once you've done that with the Conversion Wizard, then you can stick these things into the SSISDB catalog and have everybody working. Now, here's the next bit of news. The SSISDB catalog is not there when you install SQL Server and set it up. This is a separate step, and you have to create it. And so let's go do that. I want you to see what that looks like. Notice that I am in SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so just open up your SQL Server Management Studio, and if you have integration services installed on SQL Server, you will see the integration services catalog. Now, if you don't see this, just go back out, kick off your installation, and install integration services. If you've been developing on the same machine that you've been working on with SQL Server, you've already got it and it'll be there. Okay, so what I want to do here, notice this is an empty folder, or this is just a folder with nothing in it, and I guess that means the same thing, right? Pardon me for that. Anyway, I'll right click on this, and notice I see Create Catalog. So I'll just take that choice, left click on Create Catalog, and it's going to click and hum just a second, and it's going to come up, and this is where we're going to create our catalog. Now, to create and use the catalog, CLR integration must be enabled on the current SQL Server instance, and so I will click this to take care of that. And this one right here, enable automatic execution of integration services stored procedure at the startup. What I can do is I can kick off a stored procedure to run a certain package every time SQL Server starts up. I don't want to get into that right now, so I'm just going to leave that unchecked. The name of the SSISDB catalog database can't be changed, so leave that alone. And then password. We need to put a password in here because the catalog protects our data, obviously by encrypting it. It needs a key for that encryption. So you want to enter a password here to protect the encryption key, and you want to make sure you save this password in a secure location. And then notice down here I can manage it by creating a backup, and then if I move to another SQL Server instance, I can restore the key to regain that. Okay, so just keep all that in mind. And so now let me put in my password, and just make it a complicated, complex password, but make sure that you can remember it. All right, and then click OK. And if my passwords agree, then it's going to click and hum here just a second, and then I should be in business. I should have an SSISDB catalog appear. Now, you're going to like this when you deploy to this. Okay, and so notice there is my SSIS services catalogs. There is my SSISDB catalog that was created, and notice when I expand it, there's nothing in there. We're going to take care of that the next video or so. Okay, but for now, we have created our SSISDB catalog, and this is where we're going to deploy our packages, and we can run them from here, and then we can even schedule them from here. So that's the lowdown on installing the SSISDB catalog.